one day. You waited a long time, and I'm afraid you waited a long time.
You've both been fascinating, so it's great.
You know Tom Bernabei, don't you?
I do.
And you worked for Tom Bernabei.
I did.
In what capacity?
As the Stark County Administrator.
Can you tell me what the administrator does?
The Administrator runs day-to-day operations of county commissioner-related departments for the Board of Commissioners. The Administrator prepares an annual general fund budget, presents it to the board, and monitors it during the year. The Administrator does basically anything else the Board of County Commissioners wants. A county administrator is somewhat related to a city service director, except a service director has more power by nature of having one boss and a more statutory system of executive government.
And again, how long did you serve in this position?
December 18th, 2007 to March 5th, 2012.
And during that time, did you have the opportunity to liaise with Mr. Bernabei in his meetings with Mayor Healy in the city of Kingston?
Regularly. It was, and probably still is, Commissioner Bernabei's way of working, that he has a member of the office, usually the county administrator, sit in on meetings, whether they be with other elected officials, whether it be with the sheriff or the prosecutor or whatever, with the mayor, with the city service director, in negotiations over the largest public capital improvement project in the history of Stark County, Canton Sewer Department, on central dispatching, all over collective bargaining. I had some particular interest and experience in that.
And during the course of those meetings, you would be present when Mayor Healy and Commissioner Bernabei were doing what they did to liaise.
Yes, both in the commissioner's office and in the mayor's conference room and in the mayor's office.
How would you characterize their meetings?
They were business meetings. Generally, I'd say half the time, at least half the time, the mayor would call and ask Commissioner Bernabei to meet about some particular issue, and I'd go along with the commissioner, and when we'd go over there, or vice versa, if he came over to our place.
Were those meetings ever vitriolic?
No.
Would you call them cordial?
I'd call them business-like.
Professional?
Yes, professional.
Did Commissioner Bernabei ever evince any distaste or personal dislike for Mayor?
No.
Did he ever tell you in private of any distaste or dislike for the mayor?
No, I think he questioned some of his decisions in the cities they've related to Canton in our negotiations.
So he may not have agreed with everything he did, but he never disparaged him.
No, and in fact, my second to the last day of work, he sent me out to the Canton Water Department to negotiate this split in the capital project funding for the sewer plant. I call it the sewer plant because I'm much more modern, fancy name for it. But it's a sewer plant. And I did those negotiations with Service Director Warren Price, came back, reported to Commissioner Bernabei. Fortunately, I was leaving the next day, so I didn't have to do any of the details, but of course I knew he would because that's the way he is. And it's being built.
Were you aware that at one point Mayor Healy fired Tom Bernabei?
Oh, yes. Well, before I was county administrator, I was a newspaper man for 35 years.
You ever, in either capacity, hear Tom Bernabei grouse about that?
No, it actually kind of amazed me. No, I didn't.
Do you have any doubt if Mr. Bernabei said that his disaffiliation from the Democratic Party was made in good faith, knowing him and having worked with him, that it was in fact made in good faith?
I absolutely believe it was done in good faith. I've never known him to do anything that he didn't do in good faith.
And
Mr. Hanke,
Yes, sir.
you read the non-endorsement editorial in the repository, correct?
I did.
Before reading that in print, you knew or had learned that the repository was not going to endorse either candidate, correct?
I probably knew that. because I'm a newspaper guy. So.
And you also shared that advanced knowledge with Mr. Bernabei, did you?
No,
How far in advance did you know that the repository was not going to endorse either party?
I'll give you my best guess. It was it's the week before, late in the week before, I think.
And when did you learn that Mr. Bernabei calculated the fact that there would be a non-endorsement?
He and I had breakfast April 28th. And I guess that's about that. It had already run by then.
Did you, and you, of course, on April 28th, discuss the non-endorsement?
Yes, to a point, because having run the editorial board for a number of years, sure, we never didn't endorse in a mayor's race, but we certainly did in other races at times.
Prior to April 28th, had you and Mr. Bernabei ever spoken about the potential non-endorsement?
No.
I have nothing further, thank you.
Which needed my last witness, Judge Richard.